Hello everyone and welcome to the forest. This is Matt from In Defense of Plants and we're out here on this late February day looking for one of the earliest spring wildflowers you may see in eastern forest. I am of course talking about the eastern skunk cabbage. It's a wonderful aroid and one that you definitely have to go seek out because it's got a fascinating ecology. So come on, let's go see if we can find it. All right, check it out. We found a hazelnut. Now these are the male flowers, the catkins, and they're just about getting ready to open up and release their pollen. But what's most remarkable to me are the female flowers, and this tree actually has some of my favorites, and people might actually laugh at me for saying that. Until you see them, though, you can't fully appreciate them. And the trick is really to try and find them. Now I know there's a few on here. Yeah, there it is. See, trying to find them can even be difficult when you know that they're in bloom. And they're just starting right now. But this right here, with this tuft of reddish pink, that is the female flower of the American hazelnut. Now these are wind-pollinated plants, and they're trying to get things done before the leaves come out because leaves really get in the way of good wind. A lot of circulation will pick up pollen from these catkins here, and inevitably some of those pollen grains will fall down onto these stigmas and pollination will be achieved. And what's even more remarkable right here is the fact that this tree still has nuts from last year on it. This is an incredible find because usually the birds, which I'm hearing a lot of blue jays today, take care of these long before they're even ripe the following year. So to see them here today, and they're still looking pretty good, that's a pretty good find. It's an exciting species, does really well, grows into these thickets here, and just a boon for wildlife. So consider this one for a native landscape. So this plant right here is a good sign. It tells me we're on the right track. This is the Marsh Marigold, a wonderful wetland member of the buttercup family, and it is putting on new growth for this year. I always have to admire plants like this. They're extremely efficient at growing and photosynthesizing at low temperatures. Today we're out here, it's just above freezing, and this plant's already putting on new spring growth. There's even some flower buds, so in a few weeks this one is gonna look gorgeous. With any luck, we're gonna find our skunk cabbage. And here it is, everyone, the plant we came looking for. This is the eastern skunk cabbage, and believe it or not, it's in full bloom right now. Now, of course, this is not an individual flower. This is an aroid, so this is what we call an inflorescence. This right here is a bract. It's called a spathe, and it's there to protect and kind of encase the flowers, which are deep inside. Now, one of the most interesting things about this plant is that it produces its own heat through a metabolism that's very similar in nature to that of animals, especially hummingbirds. This plant can raise temperatures inside that spathe of upwards of 35 degrees Celsius. That is pretty darn remarkable if you ask me. If there was actual snowpack on the ground, you'd see that it warms up enough that it'll actually melt a hole in the snow. Now, as it's melting, it creates a chimney which volatilizes the scent, hence it's called skunk cabbage. Now, some people think it smells more like garlic than it does a skunk, but regardless, that odor attracts its pollinators. Now, I know it's late February and insects aren't what you're thinking about at this time of year, but there are little gnats and flies flying around. And not only does the heat volatilize the scent, it offers those insects a warm place to hide. And in doing so, they pick up and deposit pollen. Thus, this plant achieves pollination. Now, the other fascinating part about this is as it grows, its roots dig deep into the soil. And at the end of the season, they contract. So in a sense, this plant grows down, not up. And if you think about where it's growing alongside this little seepy stream here, it makes a lot of sense. These are highly erosional habitats. Being able to hold on to the soil like that really helps this plant survive in an environment that can change quite a bit. This is such an incredible species, and it's so nice to see it doing so well here. In a few more months, it'll throw up large elephant-like leaves, and this whole area will be covered in skunk cabbage. It is beautiful to see, and hopefully we can return someday to witness that ourselves. But I call this one a success, ladies and gentlemen. Well, everyone, today was a massive success. We found so many skunk cabbage. What a great wetland habitat we explored today. This is the mark of spring. In a few more weeks, things are gonna really warm up and get super interesting, so stay tuned, and the best way to do that is to click that subscribe button down below. We've got so many cool videos in the works, including Botany of the Cascades, which got fully funded, by the way, thanks to all of our Kickstarter backers. So stay tuned for that as well, coming in August. Until then, get out there, get botanizing. Have a good day, everyone.